Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is Tanja again with some things that I just thought would help you if you want to investigate further. First of all, we're going to define train. And when you train up a child, what it's saying is you teach them a particular skill or a type of behavior through practice and instructions over a period of time. Anything that you do it and your child is there, they're watching. They're seeing how you carry yourself. You know how people say, don't do as I say, not as I do? That don't make sense, especially if you're a parent. You want to mimic the behavior that you want them to follow. And so when you say train, dogs get trained to do things that they're supposed to do. They don't get it right all in the beginning, but people get trained in the military. There are different examples of how you get trained, and the reason for that is so that you can follow their lead. And in the military, it's the voice. They want you to be able to not think about what you got to do, but just do it. And that's the same way it is when we're training up our children. Our children will have an ability to make a decision based on the decisions we've made, based on how they see us act. So when we're training them, it's not that, it says when they old, it will not depart from them. They can make all kind of mistakes, and what the training that's in them is going to be in them. It's up to them to make that choice, so you shouldn't feel guilty. However, my whole thing is, if you tell a child, don't gossip, and they see you with your friends, you tell them to go in the room and they hear you in there gossiping, they don't care about what you said. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get with their friends and they're going to do the same thing. Children grow up, and parents, myself included, I used to yell at my kids all the time, but when you know better, you do better. And it was just because I was frustrated. It's no excuse, but I'm just telling you what it was. I was a single parent. See, I did it out of order. There's order in God's world. And if we do it out of order, there are consequences. So because of me being who I was, and unhealed, not whole, whatever word you want to use, I took it out on the children because I feel like they were innocent to a degree where they couldn't come back for me. But you got to remember, whatever you do when they get younger, sometimes those kids do come back for you. You wonder, where'd y'all get this behavior? I didn't train y'all like that. Well, you did. You know, grown folks used to say, get out grown folk business. Well, you shouldn't be in those grown folk business talking about people and, doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. So be careful of what you do around your children as well as what you tell your children, because if they see you doing the opposite, kids have so many different issues. It's so different now, especially with social media. So not only are you yelling at them, you're making them nervous when they go to school. You're yelling at them before they go to bed, whatever. You can talk to them. But parents, we're lazy. A lot of times we don't follow through with what we're telling them. We just tell them to do it, and when they don't do it, we get mad. Instead of following up as a parent and say, okay, let's get this done. Sometimes we have to go and show them. I know my daughter told me, Mama, you never showed us how to clean up. You just say clean up, and then you just do it at different times. And I didn't think about that. That's a part of training. You want to teach them how to clean and you want it done a certain way. You can't fuss at them about how they clean if you've never shown them. So we have to take accountability for the things that we've done and responsibilities for what we did not do and how these kids turn out. I am so sorry that I didn't do it. And there's no excuse other than just trying to work, which that's my responsibility to do and take care of these kids that I brought into this world. They didn't ask to come. So when we're talking about training, we have to lead by example. And then with social media, they telling these kids they ugly if they don't have this, if they're not looking like this. And then we tell our kids, you're beautiful, or their sons, you're handsome. And then next thing you know, you hear your parents or your mom or whoever talking about somebody and the way they shaved and how they dress and stuff. So even though you told that child that they are beautiful and they're fine just the way they are, if they feel like they look like somebody else and they hear you talking about somebody else and body shaming people, they don't feel good about themselves because they don't believe what you're saying, because you basically lying. You're saying one thing with your mouth to them because that's your child, but then they see you talking just the opposite about somebody else that they might feel like look like them or shaped like them. Parents, we got to do better. We have to do better. Ain't nobody that fine, ain't nobody look that good, ain't nobody that handsome and all that good stuff that you don't have flaws that you feel uncomfortable talking about. So instead of focusing on you and making yourself better and being happy with who you are and being whole, learning to be whole, you're focusing on everybody else and their flaws like you're perfect. Stop it. You got kids that you want to train to do the right thing and to feel great about themselves.